What if I told you that some of the most iconic cities in the world, places people are living in right now, could become completely unlivable by the end of this decade? From climate collapse to economic freefall, a dangerous cocktail of rising costs, crumbling infrastructure, and political dysfunction is pushing certain cities to the brink. And the worst part? Most people still aren't paying attention. In this video, we're counting down 10 cities facing massive challenges that could make everyday life unbearable, or even impossible, in just a few years. If you live in one of these cities, or are thinking about moving to one, you'll want to stick around. Hit that like button, subscribe for more breakdowns like this, and let's dive into the future no one's ready for. Number 10, Miami, Florida. Miami sun, sand, parties, and water. Lots of water. By 2030, parts of Miami could literally be underwater. Sea levels in South Florida are rising faster than almost anywhere in the US, around 1 inch every 3 years. That might not sound like much, but by 2030, that's inches of floodwater pushing into streets, homes, and critical infrastructure. And then there's the cost of living. Miami recently ranked as one of the least affordable cities in America when comparing median income to rent prices. Median rent hit over $3,000 in some areas, while wages, they haven't budged. And if you think the rich will just float away in yachts, think again. Even the wealthy areas are seeing chronic flooding. At this point, the only thing rising faster than sea levels in Miami is the price of avocado toast. If you're considering a move, make sure your insurance actually covers flood damage, and maybe invest in a really good pair of waterproof boots. Number 9, Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, the Valley of the Sun, and increasingly, the Valley of the Scorched Earth. In 2023, Phoenix hit a horrifying milestone, 31 straight days of temperatures over 110 degrees. The city is literally baking. Extreme heat isn't just uncomfortable, it's deadly. Hundreds of heat-related deaths occur each year in Phoenix, and emergency services are stretched thin. Water scarcity is another ticking time bomb. The Colorado River, which supplies Phoenix and 40 million others, is drying up. The city's future water supply is in serious jeopardy. Phoenix is starting to feel less like a city and more like a prequel to Mad Max. If you're living in Phoenix, it's time to get serious about home insulation, energy-efficient cooling, and having a water backup plan. Number 8, San Francisco, California. San Francisco used to be the crown jewel of American innovation. Now, it's facing an identity crisis. Tech layoffs, skyrocketing homelessness, and a city hollowed out by remote work. Office vacancy rates hit 35% in 2024, the highest in the country. Crime and property damage in certain areas are rising, and retail giants are abandoning downtown like it's a sinking ship. Add in sky-high rents, a public transit system struggling to stay funded, and political gridlock at the local level, and you've got a recipe for urban dysfunction. Only in San Francisco could you pay $4,000 a month for a studio apartment and step over a used syringe on your morning walk. If you live here, stay informed on local policy shifts, and maybe work remotely from somewhere else. Number 7, New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans, a city of culture, music, and soul, but it's also a city below sea level. The Gulf Coast is sinking while sea levels are rising, and stronger hurricanes are slamming the region. FEMA maps show the majority of the city is at extreme risk of flood events. Combine that with aging infrastructure, underfunded levees, and a slow economic recovery since Katrina, and you've got a fragile future. It's like Mother Nature is asking, why are y'all still here? And honestly, fair question. Stay prepared. Keep evacuation plans up to date and check your home's flood zone classification. It's not optional anymore. Number 6, Detroit, Michigan. Detroit's story is legendary, once the motor of America, then a symbol of economic collapse. While there's been a push for revival, many neighborhoods remain deeply neglected. Infrastructure is aging, crime is still high in pockets, and lead water pipes are still in service in some areas. Unemployment in certain zip codes is near 20%, and despite some high-profile investments, large swaths of the city are still in economic freefall. At this point, Detroit's motto should be, we're under construction, permanently. Research neighborhoods carefully. There are safe, affordable options, but you'll need to be proactive. Number 5, Las Vegas, Nevada. What happens in Vegas might stay in Vegas because you're stuck with no water and 120-degree heat. Vegas relies heavily on Lake Mead, which recently hit historic lows. The city's water supply is on edge. And then there's climate. Vegas saw over 100 days a year above 100 degrees. By 2030, that number could rise by 30%. Add in income inequality, rising rents, and a growing unhoused population, and Las Vegas might not be a winning bet. Vegas may be the only city where you gamble with your survival, not just your money. If you're in Vegas, take advantage of water rebates and prep for serious climate adaptation. Number 4. Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson made national headlines when its water system completely failed in 2022, leaving thousands without clean water for weeks. Decades of neglect, lack of investment, and racialized disinvestment created a humanitarian crisis in a U.S. capital city. More than 25% of Jackson residents live below the poverty line. Infrastructure is collapsing, and state-city political battles are making it worse. Jackson's motto might as well be boil before use. For locals, advocacy and community organization will be key. For outsiders, understand the deep structural issues before judging. Number 3. Los Angeles, California. L.A. Glitz, glam, and gridlock. The City of Angels is choking on its own success. Housing costs are among the highest in the country. A basic apartment runs over $3,500 a month. Homelessness has surged to over 70,000. Climate change means more wildfires, water rationing, and deadly heat waves. Add in massive wealth inequality, crime spikes, and a hollowing out middle class. And L.A. might be headed for an urban identity crisis. In L.A., the only thing moving faster than wildfire smoke is people fleeing to Texas. If you're staying, invest in climate-resilient housing and seriously reconsider your commute. Number 2. Chicago, Illinois. Chicago, once the heart of the Midwest, now wrestling with deep systemic issues. Rising crime rates in some areas, racial and economic segregation, and infrastructure that hasn't kept up with the times. The city's pension crisis is massive, budget gaps threaten essential services, and disinvestment in certain neighborhoods is driving population loss. In Chicago, you can freeze in winter, drown in spring, and dodge bullets in summer. Pick your adventure. There's still a lot of potential here. But pay close attention to local governance and where your tax dollars are going. Number 1. Dhaka, Bangladesh. To truly understand unlivability, we have to go global, and Dhaka is ground zero. Bangladesh's capital is one of the most densely populated cities in the world. Climate change, rising seas, extreme heat, and toxic air pollution are combining to create an urban catastrophe. By 2030, millions could be displaced. It's already estimated that Dhaka loses $6 billion annually due to traffic congestion alone. If you think your commute is bad, in Dhaka it's not measured in hours, it's measured in suffering. International aid and infrastructure modernization are crucial, but Dhaka represents a warning for all major cities. These cities, from America's heartland to international megacities, are all facing harsh realities that could make them unlivable by 2030. Whether it's climate, cost, or crumbling infrastructure, the future of urban living will depend on how we act today. So what do you think? Will these cities collapse or adapt and rise? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to see this. Until next time, stay informed, stay prepared, and stay safe.